Oh, champ. Oh, champ. How many L's with Mason Cam gonna take, gang? Your Camron banned from New York. Banned. Can't come back. No, you can't come. You cannot come to the city, gang. The man says you cannot make a return to the city. What is really going on here, gang? What's really going on? Make sure you run up these likes. Smash the like. Share your let's run up these likes, gang. Get these likes up, all right? Get these likes up. Camron banned from the town, gang. He can't come to the town. Nah, you banned. Why is he banned? You really want to know why he's banned? You really want to know why he's banned? Okay. It's going to be pretty evident in a couple seconds. Make sure you run up these likes, smash it, like, share the video. I'm going to tell you why he's banned. Watch this. Ready? Look.
Boston George.
What's happening, man? How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, man. I see you switching up.
I'm just going with what's going on, man.
You're banned. You're banned. Champ, you're banned. Don't come to the city, bro. Remember what you did, champ. You did this. You did this, gang. What are you wearing? You cannot come to New York City in that attire. I don't care if you was trolling. You can't come to the city. What are you doing? You cannot come to the city with this on. That's like going to a West Coast hood in LA in op attire. Would you go to the neighborhood Crips in neighborhood blood attire? You wouldn't. You wouldn't go to a neighborhood Crip section in neighborhood blood attire now, would you? You wouldn't do that. You never do such things. That's the same thing. You come in New York wearing this, Red Sox, anything Boston related, champ, you gotta go. New England Patriots, you gotta go. This is not what it is, gang. Y'all gonna keep taking these nasty. You making the city look crazy, gang. You're making the city look wild. We don't approve. We don't approve, gang. Niggas don't want to respond to academics. Niggas don't want to violate academics, but you want to violate the city of New York? That's crazy. So now you've chosen to go against the grain. That's insane. That's what you want to do. Okay. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. Okay. This is nuts. Tyler says he can't come to LA like, nah, you can't come to LA like that neither. Can't come to LA like this. See, LA and New York got common ops. The Boston Celtics. The one thing New York and LA have in common. These is always going to be our ops. Facts. The one thing NYC and Los Angeles got in common is this is an op of ours. We don't rock with this. Okay? Our champ. Snowman says it's symbolic if you think about it. Well, I need you to go into further details with that, champ. What do you mean? What's the symbology here? What's the symbology, gang? All I'm saying is this. You can't let academics slide and then wear this. Listen, maybe we would have let Camron slide if Camron would have wore this after packing out academics. Listen, if you and Mase packed out academics, we wouldn't go as hard as we did. Will we still be a little upset about this? Absolutely. But champ, y'all didn't do nothing to act. And you got the audacity to be wearing this. It's crazy. What are we doing? This is cool, nigga. Nobody in the city of New York thinks this is cool, gang. Nobody in the city. He can't come to New York wearing this. He can't, nigga. We don't care who you are. Nigga, Jay-Z can't come to New York wearing this. Or Jay-Z and his entourage are going to get flipped upside down. Facts. Think I'm lying? Try it. I dare anybody to come to the city of New York, random crowd, like this is cool. Watch what happens. Come on a New York City train with this one. I dare you. You're gonna be a green pizza slice. I promise you that. Keep thinking the city not playing, bro. Especially when the Knicks is this close to getting the championship, you can't play with the city's emotions like this. This is not a game, gang. This is not a game. You dig? I'm telling you, you think I'm joking? Come in New York like this, like it's funny. I promise you it's not going to be funny. I'm dead serious. When it comes to, when it comes to the Knicks, the city not playing about the Knicks, bro. You might think the city playing about the Knicks, but they not. This ain't a joke, bro. This ain't funny, bro. Like I said, if y'all would have packed out academics and all that, we might have been a little bit more lenient. But this, nah, you playing with us, gang. You playing with us, bro. But y'all let academics play with y'all, so I shouldn't be too surprised, nigga. You let a sour oxtail gravy infused sweatsuit wearer disrespect you. You got disrespected by a nigga who smells like nothing but video game seat. This nigga smells like video game seat rubber and oxtail stew, nigga. And he disrespected you, gang. This is the same nigga who was outside Shay Glizzy's crib while another man was sharpening his Frank with her Hawaiian rolls, nigga. Same nigga. Oh, that's who you let violate you. And now you have the audacity to be wearing this disgusting green, nigga. What are you wearing? Why do you have this on? That's like me going to Atlanta in a Knicks attire. Should I be in Atlanta wearing Knicks things? That's just as bad as me going to Atlanta, Georgia, wearing New York Knicks attire. For all the Atlanteans out there, wouldn't I be bugging for doing that? Wouldn't I? What we talking about, man? Snowman Dan says they got beat by Cuckstradamus. Yes, champ. They did. Yes, they did, nigga. You let a nigga that reeks of warm video game seat rubber. This nigga smell like Tito's and microwaved video game seats, nigga. He told you got bopped by True Life. True Life bopped you in the head, nigga, and got away with it. Says Mase is in love with ATMs and got away with it. In fact, Mase went to the nigga's inbox trying to cop pleas and all that. That's what we do? That's the movements? Copy. Okay. I see what it is, gang. And I'm tired of people making excuses for these niggas. Stop making excuses for these niggas, bro. These niggas went at Jay Prince, Melissa Ford, Shakur Stevenson, Chad Ochocinco, all these niggas. All of a sudden, now he can't go act, champ, they're old now. Shut up. How about you shut up? They wasn't old a few months ago when they was cooking everybody else. Now nobody else gets cooked. I'm sorry. Stop making excuses for niggas. I'm tired of y'all, man. I'm tired of y'all making excuses for niggas who was on timing, bro. Oh, they don't gotta be on timing this time, champ. It's academics is Geppetto. Nigga was talking freaky to a 15-year-old boy. All of a sudden, niggas just can't be talked about no more. Since when? I'm confused, champ. Oh, just wait, champ. They're going to do something. No, they're not. Shut up. They're not going to do a goddamn thing because they ain't do nothing yet. Nigga, it's been 4 or 5 days. What are you talking about? Stop it, bro. Cut this nonsense. I don't want to hear none of this, bro. I don't want to hear that, bro. Shorty Nick says BMF ran came from the hotel to the beach too. LOL, champ. Well, why did BMF do that? What was the reason behind that though? I mean, sometimes we gotta run, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we do. You feel what I'm saying? But goddamn it, what's going on, man? Bobby says they had the nerve to go at Ocho Cinco but let academics slide. That's weird. That is weird. Chad Ochocinco is an athlete. I mean, Chad Ochocinco is way more of a threat than Akademiks could ever be, but Akademiks is barely a threat. And like I said in the last video, I said, hey, man, I think Akademiks did them niggas a favor that we don't know about. So niggas is trying to stand down. Listen, the only reason, there's only two reasons why they ain't seen nothing to act. And I'm going to tell you again. Number one, he either got some severe dirt on him that could damage their platform. Number two, he did something for their platform on the back end, and they feel like they can't violate him because he did them a favor. My only guess, but that's pretty much makes the most sense to me personally. You feel me? Snowman Dan says Jay Prince got it, and he's crazier than Act. Nah, Jay Prince ain't crazy than that. Nigga, Jay Prince is an old man, nigga. We not gonna talk about Jay Prince and his radio stereo afro, man. That nigga's afro is acoustic. Jay Prince has an acoustic afro. We're not gonna talk about Jay Prince, man. Jay Prince is a threat to nobody except his high blood pressure meds, champ. All right? Respectfully. Jay Prince has an acoustic scalp. We're not going to do this. I hate to say it, but Ak is more of a threat than Jay Prince. Yeah, I said it, champ. You might not like that, but it's true. Okay? I just want to let y'all know up top, like, nah. Yeah, Jay Prince ain't doing nothing to nobody. The toughest thing that Jay Prince could do is stir his grits, nigga. That's the toughest thing Jay Prince could do right now. We got to stop this madness, man. The guy's a senior citizen, bro. Source spoken with $2 in town taxes says, do Act put fear in these gangsters turned podcasters? I hope not. Listen, I don't know. See, I ain't got the answers, but all I can tell you is I hope not, champ. I would hate to think that. I would hate to think such things. I say that, okay? Act probably got something on him. Listen, I'm thinking how you thinking, man. I'll be honest, bro. I'm thinking exactly how you thinking, but this attire, this right here, this green, don't belong in the city of New York. I'm advising anybody to never come to New York City wearing this thinking it's cool, man. The NYPD wouldn't save you if you had this on. I just want you to know. If you could make a 911 call and you call a 911 operator and said, okay, where are you and what are you wearing? I'm in a green Celtics jersey. All you're going to hear is a dial tone. All you're going to hear is beep. You're going to turn off the phone. Yeah, the police not helping you. The ambulance not coming either. Put this on thinking you're going to be safe. I'm going to call the cops if you touch me, champ. Good luck. Good luck. Nigga, all rules, laws, and regulations is off the table for you if you wear this. I want you to know that. All right? Todd Briggs says, has Camron always been a Celtics fan? No, he's not a Celtics fan. He wore this to troll the people, gang. He wore this to troll the people. I just want you to know that all laws, rules, and regulations in the city of New York is off the table as soon as you put this on. I want you to know that. That's a fact. Run up them likes. How many likes we got? As a matter of fact, before we even continue, you're going to get to some other stuff in a second. But I had to talk about this because this is crazy, man. What the hell is this, man? What are you wearing, gang? Do you think this was cool? This was appropriate? We got to get the likes to at least 150, by the way. Got to get the likes to at least 150, by the way. Run up them likes, gang. But this is disgusting. I'm appalled by this. Oh, champ. Disgusting, bro. Disgusting. So, yeah, man. I don't know what niggas is on. Niggas is not doing nothing to academics. For all of you people that keep saying, hey, just give it some time. Nigga, there is no time. Time is done, bro. We on to the next best thing. There's no more time, nigga. We had enough time, okay? Oh, champ. By the way, they say Chris Brown might be facing life in prison, which is insane. They saying Chris Brown might face life in prison. That's insane. Hopefully not. That sounds crazy. Putting Chris Brown life in prison out there in England is nuts. I hope that's not true. That's crazy. That's crazy. I hope not. But Fat Joe and Joe Budden got beef all of a sudden. So we got two yellow niggas with beef, all right? We got a taxi cab versus a cheese bus. 2 yellow Negroes. Half smoke, right? Joe Budden, taxi cab colored Negro, Fat Joe, a cheese bus colored Negro. Crazy, right? I know. 2 different vehicles got smoked for some reason. Salute to the homie Chick Smooth. He broke this. Went up these like smash like shit video. We gonna jump in. Look.
Guys, we might have a Joe on Joe beef. Y'all remember a couple weeks ago when Joe Budden went to the Knicks game and he ran into 50 Cent, who was sitting courtside next to Fat Joe, which then led to them having a conversation about their issues. Now, when Joe Budden told the story on the podcast, he told us he saw Fat Joe at the game, but did not say that they had any interactions with each other.
Here we go, we sit down, cool, we sit there, and ain't nobody sitting in front of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then Fat Joe comes in with his daughter, and they sit down.
Shout out to Fat Joe.
Shout out to Fat Joe.
Shout out to Joe.
So me and my girl start talking about the Bottega outfit that Fat Joe got on. But in my head, I say, now the last few times I've seen Fat Joe in the garden, he has been directly next to 50 Cent. And I say, wouldn't that be funny? If those are there's only 2 seats left. They right in front of us. Those are the only 2 empty ones. And sure enough, as God would have it, 50 comes in. And my man, breaking trees right now. Yeah, Eve, shout out to Eve. So I dap Eve, and 50 just sit down, but he don't see me. But his man sees me, but he don't see me. And Fat Joe knows I'm here, but he don't see me. All right, the game started. Yo, we watching. Fuck it. We watching the game now.
I would at least hope that these guys are cordial with each other because both guys are rappers that came up in the same era. Now, if you guys don't know, Fat Joe has a new podcast with Jadakiss. The name of the podcast is very simple and straight to the point. Joe and Jada. There's only 3 episodes out so far, and the best way I can describe it for you guys is a mix of Norris Drink Champs with Joe Budden Podcast. They're going...
I ain't gonna lie, that podcast sucks. Love Jadakiss to death. Can't stand Fat Joe. All right? Fat Joe was a gentrified Popeyes biscuit. Basically. You dig? Somebody said this is clickbait. The only thing that's bait is Frank. See you on the other side, champ. 86K seconds. Go hug your shadow, gang. Ain't no clickbait, nigga. I said he was man. That's why. You don't tell me what clickbait, champ. Shut up. You're not from the town. Keep quiet. You stay out of town affairs, nigga. Stay in the gym, though. Hug your shadow, right? Clickbait, champ. Shut up. Go hug your shadow, nigga. Nobody asked you. You're not from the town. Keep quiet. All right? When town affairs is spoken upon, you stay in your lane, champ. All right? Now, anyway. Yeah, that Jadakiss and Fat Joe podcast is dirt. Hate it. Terrible. Fat Joe shouldn't be on nobody's podcast. Everybody don't need a podcast, gang. Everybody don't need a podcast is what I'm saying. You dig? Everyone don't need a podcast, bro. Edgar Chavez says, I feel like Joe's ruining Jadakiss's legacy with that podcast. He could be. I love Jadakiss. Love his music. I've seen Jadakiss before in person. I have. I would hate to see Fat Joe in person. Fat Joe is a culture vulture. I do not rock with nothing Fat Joe. Fat Joe's a liar, a culture vulture, all types of things. A Geppetto, even though he's saying he's not. We covered that a week or 2 ago. Yeah, Fat Joe was the nigga who was riding up to the high schools as an adult. You know the story. We had a whole video on it. I spoke to somebody who actually witnessed it. Facts. Yeah, he was one of them. He was Yellow Kells too. He was Yellow Kells before Drake was Yellow Kells. Let's talk about that, champ. Oh yeah, champ. You ain't know that? You know now, gang. Yeah, he was cruising the whip during high school dismissal and all that. Yeah. Listen, all I'm saying is this: Everybody don't need a podcast. All right. Kiss is great as he is, man. He don't need a podcast, bro. I don't know how long this podcast lasts, but yeah, this ain't it, man. This ain't it. Shorty Nick says Fat Joe looks sick and his legs look like it's about to break when he walks. I mean, the nigga's almost 60 years old. Let's be clear. He's not young whatsoever. Fat Joe's one of the older rappers. He's in like the Jay-Z category. You know, Jay-Z almost 60 himself. So these guys are not young whatsoever. You dig? Run up these likes, smash the like shit every day. We're going to keep it going. Salute to the chat. Let's keep it going.
To be talking about music, sports, and everything else in between. On the most recent podcast episode of Joe and Jada, Fat Joe decides to troll Joe Budden and have a little fun with him. If you guys watch or listen to the Joe Budden podcast, you guys know how much Joe loves to shit on broke people. He often refers to 9-to-5 workers as brokies. Sometimes he does it in good fun. Other times he genuinely means it. Well, on today's podcast episode, Fat Joe has a name for people who do not sit courtside.
Go to the Knicks game, they got the Kardashians all front row. Like, New York got a lot of stars. They putting them up a deck now. They ain't just courtside, it's too many.
What was the most expensive ticket for the game? What, 500,000?
I don't know, it was 54,000 to seat the game I went.
I ain't paying 54 a ticket. Why not?
Well, I've done it.
I could do a lot with 50 grand.
I've paid that much, even more for boxing matches. For me, I'm not going 10th row. I gotta be front row. Cause somebody you don't like, your enemy, gonna come sit right at, we call that the Joe Budden seats. You know them second row.
I don't even got a
Oh, champ. So you trying to say Joe Budden is broke? Oh, this is where the smoke is coming from. Listen, Joe Budden ain't been doing too hot recently. Y'all know Joe Budden just violated one of his co-host moms and all that. Yeah, on Mother's Day, the nigga Joe Budden said he was going to blow one of his podcasters' mother's ashes on the couch that they be sitting on and all that. He tried to joke on somebody's unalive moms, somebody's mom that passed away. The nigga Joe Budden told Lamani, his co-host, hey, keep those ashes over there before I blow your mother away. Oh, yeah, Joe been wilding lately. Joe Budden, that is. He been bugging. Yeah, Joe Budden really ain't been in good standing lately in media. I ain't gonna lie. He's been tweaking. I don't know what type of substances he's on, but Joe Budden been on some nonsense, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, gang. So, Fat Joe calling Joe Budden broke is crazy, though. Joe Budden is not broke, bro. I'll be honest. Clearly, Joe Budden is not broke. That's cap. Does Fat Joe have more bread than him? He probably does, more than likely. But he's apparently taking shots at Joe Budden for some reason. Now, was Fat Joe ready for smoke? I don't know. I don't think Joe Budden is that funny. It hasn't been funny in a long time. But this will be an interesting beef. The mayor be covering that. I ain't gonna lie. Run up these likes. Let's keep it going. Let's see what they talking about.
Hoodie, I gotta sit front row. I'll give you my experience.
What do you call them seats?
The Joe Budden seats. Them shit second row. Perfect example. Him and 50 got some shit, and I'm sitting courtside, and 50 comes sit.
right behind y'all.
Okay, but he's behind us. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but the man had a little something going on with 50, and why God put 50 Cent front row, and he's in like third row. Like, that would bother me if I was Joe Budden's. It happened to me before. But we just squashed.
If he didn't bump in the fifth, would he had a nice experience?
You got a good seat, but the problem is you got to always expect the enemy might come front row.
Yo, what are you,
No,
what are you thinking?
trying to tell you the truth.
The Joe Budden seats is crazy. Hey, Fat Joe, you gotta relax, brother. Even Jadakiss had the look on his face like, we did not talk about this. This man is really going off script right now. This is nothing but pure elitism because Joe Budden's seats weren't even that bad. But because I was maybe 1 or 2 rows behind courtside seats, you wanna turn my name into a goddamn meme? Now, here's the flip side, you guys. Fat Joe is smart. He knows Joe Budden has a #1 urban podcast right now, and he's most likely going to respond back to Fat Joe, which in turn is going to give Fat Joe and Jadakiss podcast a lot of promo.
Here's what I'm going to say, man. Listen, a lot of people ain't feeling Fat Joe right now. for multiple reasons, especially the black community. Why? Culture vulture. God talking about Puerto Ricans help create hip hop with black people. That's a lie. It's not true. It's false information. If you know what happened in the Bronx, there were a few Puerto Rican people that were cool with black folks, but they did not create hip hop. Hip hop was made by black American people in the Bronx. That is a fact. Anybody saying otherwise is a liar, because back in those days, Puerto Ricans did not rock with black people like that. They were damn near white at the time. I mean, they identified as white, but if you was a Puerto Rican back then rocking with black people, they would call you a Negro lover. But that's just me saying the positive. That's just me saying the clean word. He was an N-bomb lover if you was rocking with black folks back then. So Hispanic and black unity wasn't a thing back then. Let's be very clear. If you know anybody from back in those days, they'll tell you the same thing. So Fat Joe, culture vulture, bro, he wasn't around for that. He wasn't involved in no black folks. I'm pretty sure he was calling black folks racial epithets and stuff like that back in the day. You remember when he had that versus Ja Rule and he disrespected who was he with? I can't even remember. He was with Little Mo and he was with somebody else. It was Ja Rule, Little Mo, and another chick from Murder Inc. And it was doing a song, right? And Ja Rule was smoking Fat Joe in the verses because Ja Rule got way more hits than Fat Joe as a solo artist even. And he got tight, so he got mad and he was like, F those dusty crackhead bees and all that. So he was showing his true colors when he got mad. I ain't gonna lie. If I was Ja Rule, I would have pushed Joe off stage. I'm sorry, champ. If you're gonna violate like that and we just doing a friendly versus, champ, you gotta go off stage, champ. Yeah, we gotta kick you off stage. Like, what are you talking about, bro? I thought he was having fun. Oh, you mad you losing the verses? Nigga, your career is not that good, bro. Nobody know Fat Joe for nothing other than lean back and being goddamn big pun sidekick. Occasionally, that's about it. You feel me? Niggas don't recite no Fat Joe verses. Does anybody in this chat recite Fat Joe verses? Absolutely not, nigga. And calling all 9-to-5ers broke is crazy. There's some 9-to-5 people who make six figures a year, depending on what job you work. Listen, at least they get into it, man. Listen, it's hard out here in these streets, gang. We can't shame the 9-to-5ers, all right? We can't. Listen, it's better than doing the type of nonsense people is doing these days, like scamming people out of money. Listen, it's better to work 9-to-5 than scam people out of money, because guess what? You're going to jail, champ. And if you don't go to jail, somebody's probably going to unalive you. Yeah. I think it's better to work 9-to-5 than it is to scam people out of money. All right, take advantage of people. I think it's better to do that. So listen, if you work a 9-to-5, don't be ashamed. If you don't want to work a 9-to-5, that's cool, man. Be an entrepreneur. It's a little bit harder, but you can't shame people for working 9-to-5. It's kind of crazy. What about these scammers who be running up thousands of dollars who are going to jail? Them niggas is going to federal prison, gang. Don't be a scammer. They gonna catch you eventually, bro. Soul Smoking with $2 in town tax. It says, did hip hop bring both cultures together? Honestly, the popularity did that. See, here's the thing. In New York City, right? The only reason that there was even more Hispanics coming into hip hop was because it grew in popularity, bro. People don't jump on things until it becomes cool, right? For example, reggae or dancehall wasn't cool until like the late 80s, right? People didn't start gravitating more towards dancehall or reggae until it became cool to do. Like when hip hop started incorporating more reggae, dancehall types of things. That's when it became cool. So when things become cool, that's when more cultures start to unite. Like when the Hispanic scene in hip hop was becoming cool, that's when they jumped on it fast. All right? We just gotta make it make sense. You dig? You Vibe says white started hip hop. You're a troll, nigga. Stop lying. Hip hop was made in the ghetto, champ. The streets, the trenches. Y'all niggas just be saying anything because y'all think y'all making an argument. Y'all want attention. Salute to Uncle Dud. He said he's a 9 to 5, 6-figure Negro. You see that, champ? Yeah, just because you work 9 to 5 don't mean you poor or broke. All right, depends. Niggas got skills and trades. You got electricians and plumbers and all that who make a lot of money. But trying to shame people for having a 9 to 5 is crazy, nigga. This is why niggas don't like Fat Joe. That's why I think like Fat Joe and Jadakiss doing a podcast ain't the best idea. And everybody, like I said, Fat Joe isn't in the best light right now. Everybody ain't rocking with him. You dig? We just gotta be honest. Oh, champ.
Fat Joe is hoping by telling this story and by trying to coin the phrase the Joe Budden seats is that it goes viral. They want to get into the podcast algorithm. They want people to talk about them. So why not tell a funny story at Joe Budden's expense? Let's see if Joe Budden is going to take the bait. You guys get in the comments below. What do you guys make of Fat Joe trying to coin the phrase the Joe Budden seats? Post your comment.
Salute to the homie Chick Smooth, man. I don't know what Fat Joe is trying to do. Like, nobody looks at Fat Joe as one of them people. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Fat Joe, you're not 50 Cent. You not Fifth. You're not these people. Like, niggas don't look at Fat Joe and be like, yeah, Fat Joe is that nigga. Nobody thinks that, bro. Nobody with a brain believes that Fat Joe is one of them guys. You feel what I'm saying? Like, oh, yeah, this is the big homie right here. You don't play with Fat Joe. Nobody believe that. Nobody believes that, bro. Niggas don't praise Fat Joe like Fat Joe was a hip-hop pioneer. Here's the only credit I'm going to give this guy. He helped put certain people on, right? He helped put certain people on that people consider to be legends nowadays. All right? So that's what I can honestly say. Other than that, niggas don't look at Fat Joe like, Fat Joe, that's one of them ones. No, he ain't one of them ones at all, nigga. Nobody thinks that. He was Pun's sidekick, gang. All right? And you made Lean Back. Congratulations, nigga. You made a song for all cars worldwide, nigga. You made a street racing song. Congrats, champ. You made a song for Midnight Club and all that. Need for Speed, nigga. You made a popular video game song. Congrats, champ. Yeah, you're not that guy, though. You dig? Oh, look, there's some nigga in the background, the real Rican. Nigga, eat Frank. You mad, bro? Do me a favor. Eat a Frank. You mad because I'm saying facts? Why are you mad, though? Why are you glazing Fat Joe? Y'all can't see this comment. This comment didn't go through. You're mad because I'm telling facts about Fat Joe. Get mad at me, champ. Why are you glazing? First of all, why are you glazing this nigga? Number one, you glazing a nigga that got a pistachio beard. What's wrong with you, champ? This nigga got tapioca on his face. This is who you glazing? Hey, champ, listen. I know everybody got glazes, but don't get mad at me because I'm stating facts. All right? Why are you mad, bro? Yeah, glazing it. Yeah, go help the other nigga out that's in the gym doing 86K seconds. You dig? Word. This is nasty work, bro. Glazing Fat Joe that's a disgusting act. That's who you glazing, dog? You glazing Fat Joe? Get your life together, bro. Champ. John McCartan says Joe and Jada is so far whack to me, but it's doing some numbers. Yeah, I feel the same way you feel, champ. It's doing its numbers, but I don't like it. Like, I'm not a fan of it. I don't see no longevity with it. You feel me? Like, it's for the moment and all that, but it's not really, you know what I'm saying? So I see what you're saying, bro. I understand what you're saying. Run up these likes. Trust me, bro. I feel exactly what you're saying. I feel the same way, gang. I'll be real. Carlos Rosado with $5 in town taxes says, all champ, first academic, punks Mase, and now Cam is banned from his own city. Taxes are getting paid by any means necessary, champ. Salute to you for paying those town taxes, all right? Keeping the IRS off of your back. You did? Somebody said that nigga need to wash down Joe's Frank is crazy. Yo, listen. Somebody thought it was okay to down Fat Joe's baby mud, nigga. One of these Negroes came in the chat and thought it was okay to down Joe's baby mud. That's disgusting, bro. You got Joe's baby mud going down your esophagus. You should be ashamed of yourself, gang, by the way. You down in his mud. Pause, bro. Why are you down in that man's mud? Huh, champ? Wipe your mouth. Wipe your mouth, gang. Oh, champ. Yeah, get him a get him a napkin or two. He needs it. This nigga down in Joe's mud. He's a sicko. Oh, champ. Yeah, you wildin'. Don't ever do that. I don't recommend those things, by the way. Carlos says Joe's built like a bilingual beanbag. Oh, champ. You might have a point, gang. All right. You might have a point, champ. Oh, champ. Yeah, bro, it's getting crazy out here. I ain't gonna lie. Listen, gang. Make sure I'm running up them likes, man. Smash the like button. Share the video. Let the man know how you feel in the comments, because this is crazy. I think there's going to be some clash of Fat Joe versus Joe Budden. Listen, I know a lot of y'all think everything is orchestrated. Everything is not always orchestrated, man. Sometimes people inherit other people's beefs. Pause. But sometimes people inherit other people's beef for some weird reason. That's what I can honestly say about this game. All right. Listen, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you brand new. All right. Join the Discord. The Discord link is in the chat. It's a fire Discord. It's lit up in there, gang. We got nearly 1,000 members in there. All right. Salute to the chat. Hit the like. Share the video. With special announcements for you niggas. Are you ready? It's the mayor. The one and only real New York mayor, F. Eric Adams. Are you rocking with the town favorite Showface news? It's Big Gotham. And you already know it's the town versus everybody at all times. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm up out of here, gang. Salute.